Why won't you subpoena Epstein's flight logs?
So, who are you?
Hillary Vaughn with Fox.
With Fox, of course.
How dumb do these people think Americans are?
And what kind of information do you have to be able to be that certain about it?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, I can't wait.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Anna Paulina Luna to lead the new House Disclosure Task Force for the JFK files, Epstein list, and UFOs are all on the table. Now, we all know that Trump signed the executive order to release all the files that supposedly show what really happened to JFK. In this video, I'm going to show you some new information that has come out on the JFK files, and as well as this Epstein list here. I'm going to show you the video of what she says she learned about what happened to JFK that, well, contradicts what we've always been told. Gee, who'd have thunk? We're also going to look at Kash Patel talking about Epstein list and its release. I'm going to show you the insane Democrat obstruction to this list getting released. This clip is going to blow you away on how they actually think they're being sly about this. And then I'm going to show you what Glenn Beck had to say on the Patrick Bet David podcast about the exact time that we will see the Epstein list revealed. Hey, would you consider hitting that thumbs up button? You know, when you like this video, you're not agreeing with the insanity, but you're helping push this video out to more people to help spread the truth. Oversight Chairman James Comer declared that Rep. Anna Paulina Luna will lead the task force on the declassification of federal secrets, just weeks after President Trump signed an order to declassify the files of former President John F. Kennedy. For too long, the federal government has kept information of public interest classified, and the American people are demanding greater transparency. This secret has sowed distrust in our institutions. Gee, you thunk? Maybe the reason it's sowed distrust is because, well, for so long, Americans have had to speculate on things. And it's turning out that all of these conspiracy theories, turns out they're all true.
Sounds to me like we need to get some new conspiracy theories because all the old ones turned out to be true.
And so, yeah, there's some distrust there, especially when a lot of this information that's coming out has shown that the very people holding back this information are the ones that are implicated. Trump said a lot of people have been waiting for this for years, for decades, and everything will be revealed. Now, when Anna Paulina was announced to be the leader of this task force, she saw some things, and this is what she had to say about the things she saw.
To put it in perspective, I think that this issue transcends not just one administration, but multiple administrations. And it hasn't been until now that we've been able to get people actually in positions of power that will push for transparency. Now, if I find that different entities in the various intelligence agencies are stonewalling us, I'm going to make that known to the American people. But as of right now, we are cautiously optimistic. Our first investigation will be announced, but it's going to be covering on a thorough investigation into the John F. Kennedy assassination. And I can tell you, based on what I've been seeing so far, the initial hearing that was actually held here in Congress was actually faulty in the single bullet theory. I believe that there were two shooters, and we should be finding more information as we are able to gain access into the SCIF, hopefully before the files are actually released to the public.
So Anna Paulina already saying things that you're not allowed to say. You know, there's a whole group of elites that are shaking in their boots right now and doing everything in their power, the deep state, trying to stop this from coming out. Remember, it was Bill Kristol, the rhino, who said that a deep state would be better than a Trump state because this administration threatens all these people. On top of all that, the FBI discovered thousands of secret JFK records after Trump's order. Gee, what a coinkydink. The still classified records are among 14,000 pages of documents that were uncovered during the review that was ordered by Trump. Jefferson Morley said, "This is huge. It shows that the FBI is actually taking this serious. The FBI is finally saying, let's respond to the president's order instead of keeping the secrecy going. Now, I like the sentiment of that. You want to believe it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is the FBI suddenly just all gleefully like, hey, yeah, we don't want to be secret anymore? Yeah. Well, a major part of that is because Kash Patel could soon take lead there. So they're in the butt-kissing stage now. White House staffers that spoke with the publication said Trump would hit the roof if there were any attempts to prevent the disclosure of the records. Sources are warning that the deep state is still fighting full disclosure, of course, recommending heavy redactions despite Trump's demand for total transparency by March 9th. So they have less than a month now. More than ever, now that we know the mainstream media has been on the government's payroll, we need sources of media that we can trust. And that's where Ground News comes in. And you can check out Ground News for yourself if you go to ground.news/Brylan. Here, you can compare how the left and the right are spinning the news. In fact, I absolutely love how they have a bias meter to show you what side is actually covering the stories you read. Their blind spot feature shows you when the left or the right isn't covering the news that you should know about. You can also see who owns each news outlet. And again, if you go to ground.news/Brylan or scan this barcode, then you can get 40% off the same Vantage plan that I personally use. Thank you for supporting the sponsor of this video, Ground News, and going to ground.news/Brylan to help me continue to bring you all the news. And it's not just the JFK files. We're also seeing the left, the elites, the Democrats try to block the release of Epstein files as well.
I want to talk to you about the Epstein case. I have worked on this for years, trying to get those records of who flew on Epstein's plane. Earlier, I urged then Chairman Durbin to subpoena those records. And I ended up being blocked by Senator Durbin and Christopher Wray. They stonewalled on this.
Real quick, I'm going to show you Durbin's response to being asked about the Epstein files, and it's going to blow you away how he just nonchalantly pretends like they don't even exist.
And I know that breaking up these trafficking rings is important to President Trump. So will you work with me on this issue so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein?
Absolutely, Senator. Child trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past and how we are going to countermand missing children and exploited children going forward.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
Why is the FBI protecting the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names.
Now, Durbin's name has been thrown around a lot because he's stonewalling. He's trying to stop the release of this. Keep in mind that Senator Dick Durbin met with Gates in December of 2024, just a couple of months ago. He says they talked about investments in the resilient global health system. This is what Durbin had to say when he was confronted about the list.
Why won't you subpoena Epstein's flight logs?
So, who are you?
Hillary Vaughn with Fox.
With Fox, of course. I don't know anything about his flight logs.
But why won't you subpoena them? Why don't you want to know?
I don't know the issue. I know who Epstein was, but I certainly don't know anything about the issue.
Well, he was charged with sex trafficking, so why don't you want to know who was utilizing his private plane?
Never been raised by anyone.
Well, Senator Blackburn has wanted to subpoena them, and there hasn't been a vote in your committee.
Said a word to me, not a word.
So why won't you subpoena them if you can?
It's the first time anyone has raised it. Thank you, Fox.
Wow, so he starts off Fox, of course, and then goes on to say this is the first time that he's ever heard of any lists or any issues with any of this. How dumb do these people think Americans are? This is the left for you right here. They're on full display, showing you exactly what they think about just you as Americans, about the victims involved in all these things. And they're showing that they would rather protect these depraved sickos over those who have been victimized. In fact, I think Jesse Waters covered this really well.
Yesterday, we told you how the number 2 Senate Dem, Dick Durbin, blocked a vote to subpoena Epstein's flight logs. Durbin claimed he wasn't blocking the subpoena. They just ran out of time. Well, the Senate was back today, and they didn't vote on the subpoena. We asked his office why, and they said, again, the timing. But Dick wasn't even ready to hold a vote. He was in Chicago.
Wow.
Cutting a ribbon at a battery plant. Now, Epstein had dirt on a lot of powerful people. He had friends in high places and knew secrets that kept everybody in line. And he's been dead for 4 years, but for some reason, the government keeps blocking the client list.
Wow.
Joining me now, whistleblower and former CIA officer, John Kiriakou. Do you understand why we can't get the flight logs?
No, frankly. There's no reason why we can't get the flight logs.
There's no reason whatsoever that we shouldn't have this information already. Now listen to what Glenn Beck had to say on Patrick Bet-David's podcast just yesterday about the release of this list and Kash Patel being nominated.
The only thing I care about is the scandal of the pedophiles, and in the next 10 days, you're going to see the Epstein file released.
In the next 10 days?
Next 10 days.
Oh,
Yep.
please. You think in the next 10 days the whole thing's going to be released?
Yeah.
And what kind of information you have to be able to be that certain about it?
I plead the fifth.
In the next 10 days?
Next 10 days.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Next 10 days.
You're
I'm telling
teasing millions who want that list.
Day number 1, Kash Patel walks in. By the end of the day, it will be released. As soon as he's confirmed his first day, it will be released.
Oh, I can't wait.
So it's hard to get your hopes up, right? When it comes to anything in our government. But the thing is that there's a reason why the left, these top Democrats like Dick Durbin, and all these people on this these committees within our government trying to block the nomination of Kash Patel and many others. In fact, if you remember last week, the Dems delayed Patel's committee vote, and they derided Patel as a danger to U.S. security. Gee, I wonder why he would be a danger to U.S. security. Because U.S. security in their mind is just keeping their depraved, insane evil a secret. In fact, you see just yesterday and today, all these news articles now coming out how Trump's FBI picked Kash Patel accused of perjury. Now Dick Durbin is saying that Kash Patel is covertly directing FBI dismissals. So again, they're doing everything that they can to try to stop Patel from becoming the FBI director. We all know the verse John 3:16, for God so loved the world. But when you continue reading on, look at verse 19 here. And this is the judgment. The light has come into the world, and people loved darkness rather than the light because their works were evil. Verse 20, for everyone who does wicked things hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed. You know, there's a lot of people right now that they're afraid of their evil, wicked works being exposed. And that can make these people run further and further into darkness. But like Luke chapter 8, look at verse 17 here. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Even if these evil, wicked, depraved people get away with what they have done on this earth in the darkness, there will come a time when they will face the Lord, and their evil, wicked ways will come to light no matter what, in one way or another. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please, hit that thumbs up button. You know, when you like this video, you're helping push it out to more people to help spread the truth. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.